Hi, Chris Rossetti here from D9and10sports.com. I wanted to take a second to tell you about one of the best restaurants in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, PA. With indoor and outdoor dining, you can enjoy prime rib all weekend long, or perhaps it is their full wings served on Thursday wing nights that you're after. From celebrating a special occasion to hanging out with family and friends, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg is the place to be. As they like to say, you come for the food and you stay for the view. Reserve your table today at AlleghenyGrill.com. Need plumbing, heating, or air conditioning services in Western PA? Then call Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Clarion today at 814-226-8695. At Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, we believe that a service-oriented business like ours should give you quality care and a quick response time. That's why we stand on our promise, offering you reliable 24-hour service that gets your job done right when you need it. We can also be found on the web at lutonsplumbing.com. Again, that number is 814-226-8695. Fran Morelli Sales and Service is a family-owned and operated used car dealership and auto repair facility that has been serving Brockway, Pennsylvania since 1976. At Fran Morelli Sales and Service, we stock a wide variety of used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You never have to worry about buying a vehicle from us, with each of our vehicles in our inventory going through a rigorous inspection process to make sure that your vehicle is in the best condition. Call our team of experts today at 814-265-1330 and check us out at franmorelli.com.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Are you hungry? Of course you're hungry. And Daddy's on Main Street in Clarion is ready to tackle that hunger for you. Serving amazing food since 2008, Daddy's has been Clarion's go-to stop whenever hunger strikes. Whether it's a good old-fashioned hot dog or hamburger, a salad, or something from their rotating chef's menu. Yes, I said rotating chef's menu. Daddy has you covered. You can order ahead by calling 814-223-4687 or come on in and dine in. Have a big event you are catering? Daddy's can do that too. Like Daddy's on Facebook at Daddy's Clarion and stop in today. You won't be disappointed.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network, D9and10sports.com, powered by the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg. Yes, you just heard Jess Quinn and I a little over 12 hours ago, maybe about 15 hours ago, but we're back at it here this afternoon, and we've got another huge late season, regular season game here as the Otto-Eldred Terrors take on the DuBois Central Catholic Cardinals. Otto-Eldred comes in 19 wins, 1 loss. DuBois Central Catholic against a very difficult schedule, 14-6. This is a rematch of last year's District 9 Class 1A semifinal contest won by DCC 50-39. This year they won't see each other in the playoffs. Otto-Eldred moved up to Double A this season. DuBois Central Catholic still at Single A, but needless to say, Jess, what an exciting basketball game we have on tap this afternoon. Oh, got to turn you up, Jess. Here we go. Go ahead.
Oh, we're good. Hey, absolutely, Chris. And that's one of the things that you hit on and I wanted to touch on was, DCC comes in at 14-6, but play a very, very tough schedule. I mean, their last loss, was to Clearfield. Clearfield has a very, very nice basketball team. So, you come in, they're battle tested. They're tough. You can't just look at the schedule, say, oh, they're 14-6. That's a mediocre basketball team. This is a good basketball team, Chris. And then you look at Otto-Eldred coming in at 19-1. I am very, very excited to see they got 4 players. They literally have 4 players scoring, averaging double digits. And that is the sign. That's a make of a very, very good basketball team. Very well spread out as far as scoring goes.
Absolutely. And when you take a look at these teams, and we're going to get deeper into it, both of them deserve recognition as 2 of the top teams in District 9. Today's broadcast, as always, brought to you by the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg. The Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, where you come for the food and you stay for the view. Takeout available, and they are now doing brunch on Sundays, along with buffets for breakfast 9 to 11 and dinner 1 to 4. Brunch buffet goes from 11 to 1. Check them out online at the rehab center at the AlleghenyGrill.com. Speaking of the Rehab Center, we are inside the Rehab Center broadcast booth. Chiropractors caring for health, the rehabcenters.com. Old English spelling of centers, RES.com. And they have 8 locations to serve you, including in Brookville, Clarion, and Katanning. And they are owned in part by Port Allegheny graduate Isaac Greeley. This is the Freedom Investment Management pregame show. For all your financial needs, go to freedomwealthcoach.com. My drive to the game today brought to you by the Warren Tire Center, warrentirecenter.com. So just before we step away a little bit, let's just take a look a little bit. Otto-Eldred, they've won 11 in a row since suffering their only loss of the year. It was to Salamanca, New York in the IAABO Joe DeCarbo tournament back on December 30th. They're coming off of an easy win over Austin this week, 75-38. Manning's playing 20 points, Landon Francis 16. DCC, they've won 7 of 9, but they are coming off that loss to Clearfield on Thursday, a game in which Cole Miller set the school record for points in a career for the Bison. But overall, both these teams really good.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You can't, like I said earlier, you can't look at their 14-6 record, Chris, and think that, you're going to sleep or Otto-Eldred is going to come in and at 19-1 and really take it to them and have an easy game and come out with an easy win. That is not the case. You look at the schedule that this DCC Cardinal team plays all year. They're tough game in and game out. They gave, what I think is a very good, Clarion area basketball team, beat them by 20, and it wasn't even a game all night. So, you cannot come in and just look at a record and think that you're going to have an easy time of it against this DCC team.
Absolutely not. And it's one of those situations where, they've played Clearfield, they've played Brookfield, they've played Elk County. There's 3 of their losses right there. 3 of the best teams year in and year out in District 9.
Absolutely. You want to talk about when you look at the programs of the teams that they've lost already, and the 3 that you just mentioned, incredibly solid over the past how many years? Of course, Aaron Straub with ECC. Brookville has had a very, very good program over the last how many years. So you can't, like I said, you can't sleep on them. You can't come in and just be overconfident based on record alone. You're going to have to come in, and that isn't taking anything away from Otto-Eldred, Chris. I am just saying you can't look. Anybody at home, you cannot look at the score, their records, and think that this is going to be a one-sided basketball game at all.
No question. Guess we're going to step aside. Thanks some more of our sponsors. When we come back, we'll set the stage, look at some of the best players in the game. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Just like your team builds upon its success, Closest Lumber Company with locations in Olean, New York and Rowlett, Pennsylvania can help you build the home of your dreams. Closest Lumber, proudly celebrating its 50th anniversary, has everything you need to build and remodel your home, including building materials and supplies, lawn and garden accessories, and more. Stop into one of our locations to get some inspiration and work out the details of your next project. They also have an online showroom you can visit anytime at closeslumber.com. Closest Lumber, your hometown home improvement center since 1973.
At Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, we believe banking should be the way it has been since we first opened our doors over 150 years ago. That means a focus on old-fashioned customer service with a friendly smile by people who know you by name. At Hamlin Bank and Trust, we offer a variety of financial and trust services to help you on a personal and professional level. Check us out online at hamlinbank.com or stop in at one of our locations in Smethport, Mount Jewett, Kane, Bradford, Eldred, or Olean, New York. Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, the bank that takes care of its customers.
Back here at DuBois Central Catholic High School, take a look at some of the top players brought to you by All-American Awards and Engraving. All-American Awards and Engraving will put almost anything on almost everything. AllAmericanHQ.com. Let's start with the Otto-Eldred Terrors, Jess Quinn.
You know what, Chris? I've always said as a coach, you have a very, very well-rounded team. You need to have somebody who is scoring in the upper teens. What you have there is Landon Francis, 15.5 points a game. You need somebody in the, let's say, 12 to 15 range. They have 2, Austin Cousins and Manning Splain. Austin Cousins is at 12.4, Splain's at 13.6. You need somebody in the 8 to 10, 8 to 11 range, and you see Sheen Thomas. He's at 11.9. So you have 4 guys in double digits averaging each game. That is an incredible testament to the team style basketball that the Otto-Eldred Terrors play. On the other hand, you switch on. Let's look at the DCC team. You got Luke Swisher, 17.4. You have Andrew Green at 13.6. You have Merrick Hoyt at 6.8 and Brandon Paisley at 6.2. So you look at them, they have 2 players scoring double digits, and then 2 players that are around that upper single digits, close to double digits. And DCC has always been, Chris, a very, very solid defensive-minded team, and you're going to see that today when they play the Otto-Eldred Terrors.
No question, Jess. When we get back, we'll break down a little bit more about this game. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Award-winning wings, cold beer, burgers. What else could you want? Just head on over to the Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois for the best wings in the DuBois region, as well as the greatest selection of cold beer and much more. Located just off the B-line on McCracken Run Road. Good food, cold beer, ready to go. Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois. Go online at super6pack.com. That's P-A-K at the end. Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois. Charlie's Pub in DuBois is your place for handcrafted steak burgers and dogs, specialty sandwiches, hoagies, hand-tossed pizza, and of course their wings. Make sure to try their famous Uncle Bobo's wing sauce. 40 years in the making, this sauce is the boss. Find out more at charliespubdubois.com. Charlie's Pub, located at 119 North Main Street in DuBois. Great food, great drinks, great time. Spring is here, and that means grilling season. Mike's Bilo in Reynoldsville has all your grilling needs covered with chicken, steak, pork chops, and more. You can check out all of Mike's Bilo's weekly specials from the comfort of your home at mikesbilo.com, where you will also find online coupons and recipes. Visit Mike's Bilo on South 5th Street in Reynoldsville today. Mike's Bilo's Foods, your friendly hometown supermarket. Flatbreads, strombolis, Italian specials, pizzas, salads, and hoagies are just some of the delicious items you'll find at Glasstown Pizzeria on 5th Avenue and Brockway. Open 7 days a week until 9. Glasstown Pizzeria is where friendly people come to eat excellent food made by great people at an affordable price. Check out the menu at glasstownpizzapa.com or call today to place an order at 814-265-0020. Glasstown Pizza, a slice of the good life.
Here at DuBois Central Catholic High School, getting ready for DCC versus Otto-Eldred. And Jess, when you take a look at these two teams, Otto comes in averaging 65.7 points a game, whereas DCC is at 52.7. Maybe the one thing that DCC is a little bit more of, they're maybe a little bit more battle tested. They played 6 games decided by 10 points or less. They're 5-1 in those games. Otto's only played 3 of those. They're 2-1 in those contests, but only with 3 of them.
And we talked a little bit of that on the way over, Chris, and how will Otto handle that situation in a really tight game? Like you said, DCC is battle tested. I really think, for the Cardinals, they're going to have to limit the Otto-Eldred team, their chances to get out and run. So DCC is going to have to do a really good nice job on the offensive glass, not let Otto get the rebound and get out and run. I'm really excited to see, can DCC do that? Can DCC really dominate on the boards, especially the offensive glass, not let Otto get out and run?
So as we get ready here, they're going to have there will be a prayer here. It being a Catholic school, they're going to pray before the national anthem, and then we'll get the national anthem, and then we'll get the starting lineups, Jess. We've seen a lot of good games this year, and I think this one's shaping up to be just the same thing.
I think it really is, Chris. I'm excited, to watch 2 very, very good basketball teams go at it here this afternoon.
They're still doing some of the. Okay. Just take your headphone off. So.
Actions meant to be imposing players, teams, spectators, and officials are not in the highest ideal of education and will not be tolerated. Please be advised that all elementary age children need to be supervised at all times.
This is.
Strongly faithful God, as we come together for this contest, we ask you to bless these athletes, keep them safe from injury and harm, instill in them the respect for each other, and reward them in your perseverance. Lead us all to the rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
Now time for the national anthem. What a great job by Riley Ragsdale and her friend Kylie. I apologize, I don't have Kylie's last name, but a couple of times those young ladies have had the opportunity to sing the anthem, and what a fantastic job they did, Jess.
Oh, that was incredible, Chris. That caught me off guard. That was fantastic. I love to hear those two young ladies singing the national anthem.
So Manning Splain as we get to the starting lineups here. Landon Francis, only a sophomore. Kane Thomas.
Number 4, junior, Ray Caldwell.
Ray Caldwell.
Number 2, senior, Austin Cousins.
Austin Cousins.
And now for DCC Cardinals. Number 12, junior, Andrew Green.
Andrew Green.
Number 4, senior,
Dylan Hanna.
Number 50, senior, Ben Greitzer.
Ben Greitzer.
Number 2, senior, Brendan Paisley.
Braden Paisley.
Number 2, senior, Luke Fisher.
And Luke Swisher.
The DCC will be running at halftime
So-
for RCA.
Those starters again. Give me a second, folks. For Otto-Eldred, it is Manning, Splain, Cousins, Francis, Caldwell, and Thomas. For DCC, it's Paisley, Hanna, Green, Swisher, and Greitzer.
And here we go, Chris. I'm really, really excited to watch some good basketball here today.
So it's going to be Thomas jumping for Otto-Eldred under the direction of first-year head coach Derek Francis. DCC under the direction of Dom Barrichello. Barrichello family synonymous with basketball here in the DuBois area. Dom played on a state runner-up team here at DCC 2007. And that tip is going to be won by Otto-Eldred in a strange fashion. So Saturday gets things underway a little differently.
It does. I tell you what, I like the hustle, though. Brendan Paisley, he went after that ball, was tipped. He just couldn't save it.
So now Manning Splain gets it into the hands of Austin Cousins.
DCC right now in a very tight man-to-man, Chris.
Shot on the way by Cousins, no good. Rebounded by Paisley. Paisley will set up DCC's first offensive possession. And the ball is stolen in there by Manning Splain. First quarter today brought to you by Glasstown Pizzeria in Brockway. Here's Francis. Francis in the lane. Francis in trouble. Turns around, finds Thomas. Thomas, three-pointer in the air. No good. Rebound, and they're going to call that foul on Caldwell, and that's a tough one.
That was, I tell you what, that was a pretty tough foul. There was some contact in there. You know, this is going to be a very, very active game, very physical, Chris. I was surprised. That was just a little bit of contact, but maybe they're setting the tone early here.
Great refereeing crew, though. Dave Wright, Chuck Pasternak, and Jim Grumley. You can't get much better than that in District 9.
Absolutely not. Very good crew.
Swisher, turnaround jumper, good.
What an excellent spin move right there by Swisher, Chris. You know, and literally when he gets into the paint, Otto-Eldred is going to have to come up with an answer for that.
With the basketball is Thomas. Thomas going to hand it off to Francis, the sophomore. Gives it to Manning playing for the three. He airballed it. Caldwell's there, but he's going to step out of bounds. Go back to...
Got to go back to DCC. There was some contact there, Chris, and when he was in the air, and I thought that...
we're having a discussion right now on whose ball it is on the arrow because of the strangeness of that tip. And that, they got it right, yeah.
Yes.
Because DCC won the tip, but we're out of bounds when they want it. The arrow will go to Otto-Eldred right now. That is a good job, not only by the officials, but give credit to the scores table too. But, that's always an underrated part of the game is the scores table and how important of a role.
How incredibly important is that, Chris? Absolutely. Change of possession is huge.
I want to make sure we get the pizza possession arrow correct. And now we're going to get another foul on Otto. And if this is on Caldwell, that's going to be 2 on him. It is, and that is 2 fouls on Ray Caldwell. And that's an issue early on here because he's been playing really well. And there's a guy waiting to come in. There we go. You're just talking about
they buzzed him in. Yeah.
So it'll be Max Splain coming in, Manning's older brother.
And I tell you what, losing Caldwell that quickly in the first quarter, is going to be. Let's see how Otto reacts to that, Chris. How they handle that difficulty early on.
Paisley with the basketball, hands it to Green. Green is going to step out of bounds, I do believe.
Well, right away, Otto-Eldred steps up, plays really, really good defense, and here's DCC.
DCC wants to press. Now they're going to pull it back now after the ball's inbounded. Manning Splain. Splain's dad, Matt, the superintendent now at Otto-Eldred, but was a very highly successful girls basketball coach at Coudersport. And there is Manning Splain drilling the three-pointer. And then Paisley, somebody fouled. I think it was that was Paisley fouling after it. So it's going to remain Otto-Eldred basketball. And then Paisley and keep an eye on that, Jess. Paisley and
do you know why that's happening,
Francis,
Chris? Right.
We're talking a little bit afterward.
Paisley is face guarding Francis. Watch on the defense. He doesn't even care where the ball is. He's face guarding him right now. He's trying to stay on him, try to limit Otto-Eldred's, best scorer, trying to hold him down. Look at him in the corner, Chris. He's over here in the corner, not even paying attention where the ball is.
Three-pointer by Max Splain, no good. Rebounded by Greitzer. Swisher with it. Swisher will hand it off to Hannah. Dylan Hannah back to Paisley. Now into the corner to Green. Andrew Green, three-pointer on the way. He buries it.
Boy, was that a quick shot, Chris. He caught and shot right away. That was a very pretty shot.
Three-pointers today brought to you by Hamlin Bank. One of the premier banks in the north tier. Locations in Otto. Well, actually in Eldred. And now Thomas, what a great pass that was from Landon Francis.
That was incredible, and that's what Francis is going to have to do. They're going to put pressure on him defensively. He's got to find other people to score, and he did just there. That was a daddy's dish, I think, Chris.
You never have to worry about what you're dishing out for dinner when you go to Daddy's in Clarion. They're open tomorrow for Super Bowl Sunday, 2 to 7. Get your wing order in. I've already done mine. Three-pointer by Paisley on the way. No good. Rebound is... What are they really getting an auto foul here? They're not letting them play right now, Jess. I mean, it's being called tightly. There's no question there.
Well, I think, in this is going to be a kind of a hotly contested game, Chris. So I think they're trying to set the tone early, so it doesn't get out of hand. I can understand that from a referee's point of view.
Merrick Hoyt checks into the game for DCC. Merrick Hoyt of the 65-footer on Monday here. Three-pointer by Green, no good. Rebounded, though, by Hannah. Hannah, he's going to get fouled by Austin Cousins. And now fouls are starting to pile up for Otto-Eldred here. And Dylan Hannah is going to go to the Tennessee Builder Supply free throw line to shoot a pair.
I tell you what, there was no doubt about that foul. The other fouls might have been a little bit touchy, Chris, but there was no doubt about that one.
Hannah's first shot a little short, though. We're going to second one from the Tennessee Builder Supply free throw line, TennesseeBuilders.us. Full home improvement center in Tonesta and Chipman. He misses both of them, though, Jess. And here comes Landon Francis, wants to push. Francis to Splain, now to his brother Max, back to Manning. Manning, three-pointer on the way. That's another call. Hamlin Banks, three-pointer for Manning Splain. He's got a couple of them.
Look quickly, Chris, how fast Otto-Eldred gets up the court. They want to run and gun. That's their style. DCC is going to have to limit that and really come out and put pressure on the basketball.
Hannah gives it off to Swisher. Swisher jumper. No good. Rebound fought for and won by Hannah. And then Hannah has it knocked out of his hands by Cousins. It'll remain DCC basketball.
And so far, DCC's done a nice job on the offensive glass here, Chris. Not letting Otto-Eldred get out and run. You saw what they can do just in that last possession.
Green triggers it into Paisley. Paisley to Hannah. Hannah goes back to Green. Green has his shot. Rejected into the birdcage student section by Thomas.
You know what, Chris? There was a very, very good non-call right there by Chuck Pasternak. He let him play. He blocked the shot. Green went down. There was no foul called. I really like that non-call right there.
Green gives it off to Paisley. Paisley looks to set things up. Gives it to Hoyt. We talked about he hit the 65-footer from down here at the end of the first half on Monday against Clarion, Jess.
I tell you what, that kid can shoot, can he? But what an exciting shot that was. I talked about it a little bit earlier, Chris. This is what DCC wants to do. They want to slow this down.
Paisley, jumper in the lane, banks it home.
Gets it to go. But that's what DCC wants to do. They want to slow it down. They want to take advantage of every second on that clock and then score at the end just like they did.
With the basketball, Thomas inside. Thomas working. Thomas, tough shot. No good. Rebounded by Hannah. Maybe not a shot Otto wants to take right there, but here's Green. Green attacking hard. He's going to lay it up. No good. Gets his own rebound, though. Goes back. Also no good. Then Swisher, no good. And then Swisher with a strong rebound and put back for the Cardinals.
And I tell you what, Chris, as we talked about earlier, we literally said DCC is going to have to do a major, major job on the offensive glass. So far in this one, they have.
We got a full timeout called by Otto-Eldred. We'll take it with him. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest in the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com. Are you hungry?
It's that time of year where the weather tests our sanity. But better days lie shortly ahead. Nature will welcome us back to enjoy its sweet chorus, and sparkling waters will engulf us and rejuvenate our souls. There will be countless adventures and awesome opportunities, and most importantly, quality time with those we love. We welcome you to enjoy some of life's great experiences in Warren County, where we have been enjoying the great outdoors since 1819. Warren County, Pennsylvania. Simple, pure, real.
Back here after the timeout, Chuck Pasternak and Derek Francis having an elongated conversation right now after this timeout. Jess, not sure what this is all about.
I'm not sure what they're having about. They're discussing something, and I'm not sure what it could be. Maybe the fact it's 4 fouls to 1.
Well, now they're coming over to have a discussion with Don Varichello as well. All right, so I guess they determined that the arrow originally that they thought they had right was wrong, and now we got another timeout. All right, so again, there was a long conversation. The officials must have discussed it during that timeout,
right.
And that's where so it will be actually central ball on the arrow. Dave Wright is the rules interpreter for the state. I think if I have the title right, I might not have the title right, but a good job again, though, Jess. They discussed it. They got it right. That's really all that really matters at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, that's exactly what matters. And, when you look at it, Chris, pride is not an issue. These guys came together. They want to get the right call made.
Swisher's going to get called for that foul. Is a Closest Lumber foul. You never have to foul up your project, though, when you get wood from Closest Lumber. Oh, what a driving layup there by Thomas.
Wow, what a left hand, Chris. He went by everybody. Blink of an eye, and he's at the rim for a nice layup.
Never have to worry about driving the lane when you get a great used car from Framarelli Sales and Service in Brockway, framarelli.com. Paisley, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Green almost had it, and then it ends up in the hands of Thomas. Here comes Francis. Francis to Cousins. Cousins gives it off to Max Splain, now to Francis. Francis dribbles in, gives it to Manning Splain. Manning Splain around a couple guys in the lane, no good, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. It will go back to DuBois Central Catholic here with a minute 22 to go in the Glasstown Pizzeria first quarter.
I tell you what, folks, I really want you to pay attention, not only to the basketball, but pay attention to that Paisley-Francis matchup offensively. Otto-Eldred is going to have to do some things to try to get Francis involved, try to get him open, Chris.
Paisley will set things up for Central. Paisley thinks about the three, doesn't take it, hands it off to Green. Andrew Green. Andrew Green inside to Swisher. Swisher through a double team, no good. Rebound comes tipped out to Paisley. Paisley will reset the offense for DuBois Central, whose offensive rebounding has been real key here in the first quarter. Paisley hands it off to Hoyt, now to Green. Andrew Green gives it back to Merrick Hoyt. Hoyt. And now we're going to get a foul. I do believe this is on Otto-Eldred. Max Splain, maybe? It is on Max Splain. That's going to be his first. But now something to keep in mind. That is now 5 on the Terrors here in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, they're already going to be in foul trouble here. DCC will be able to go to line in the bonus.
Paisley will set the offense with 37 seconds to play. Paisley dribbling. Paisley shoots from just beyond the foul line and doesn't hit anything. And that wasn't a very good shot.
No, and that's why I'm thinking, looking at what DCC wants to do, I really thought that they'd hold it for the last second shot, Chris. They've done a nice job. They've been very, very
Don
patient.
Varicella doing a great job at coaching. He just pulled Paisley out. He's put in Angelo Picciarello, and he didn't just pull him out, though. He's over there explaining to Paisley why that probably wasn't a great shot and what he wanted him to do.
Well, and you know where you'll see the benefits of that, Chris, when they get into the playoffs, and they're with 29 seconds left, they're going to hold that for the last shot and not give Otto-Eldred or a team that they would play in the playoffs. They're not going to give them a chance to score any more points.
There's Max Splain to Manning Splain, down to 7 seconds. Folks, remember, our clock isn't necessarily synced to the scoreboard clock. There's a three-pointer by Francis. He kind of forced that, and then Hoyt gets the rebound, and the quarter comes to an end. At the end of one quarter of play here in DuBois, it is Otto-Eldred 10, DuBois Central Cali 9. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Just like your team builds upon its success, Closest Lumber Company with locations in Olean, New York and Rowlett, Pennsylvania can help you build the home of your dreams. Closest Lumber, proudly celebrating its 50th anniversary, has everything you need to build and remodel your home, including building materials and supplies, lawn and garden accessories, and more. Stop into one of our locations to get some inspiration and work out the details of your next project. They also have an online showroom you can visit anytime at closestlumber.com. Closest Lumber, your hometown home improvement center since 1973.
At Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, we believe banking should be the way it has been since we first opened our doors over 150 years ago. That means a focus on old-fashioned customer service with a friendly smile by people who know you by name. At Hamlin Bank and Trust, we offer a variety of financial and trust services to help you on a personal and professional level. Check us out online at hamlinbank.com or stop in at one of our locations in Smethport, Mount Jewett, Kane, Bradford, Eldred, or Olean, New York. Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, the bank that takes care of its customers.
Back to action here in the Hunter Station Golf Club second quarter on the Pizza Hut possession arrow. It is DCC basketball. Nobody out Pizza Hut. PizzaHut.com. Pizza Hut's in St. Mary's and DuBois, Clearfield, Brookville, Clarion, Grove City.
Well, you got a lot of them today, Chris.
There's Hoyt with the basketball. Hoyt out there with Green. Paisley back in. Swisher, Hannah. Great pass inside. But a charge called on Luke Swisher by Dave Wright. And special thanks to Tim Cotter listening to our broadcast tonight. Give me the official title of Dave Wright. He is the PIAA state rules interpreter for basketball. All district rules interpreters report to him. So I would hope he knows that rule and can get that situation well done. Again, the thing about, I heard an athletic director tell me say this the other day. The thing about great officiating crews, they're not afraid to talk to each other. They're not afraid to criticize each other. Whereas he says, when he's in there and a bad officiating crew's in there, they're always talking about how great they are. Oh, we did a great job. We did a great job. He said the really good ones are always talking about how they can get better. And I think you've got three guys out there that are just like that as Austin Cousins misses the three. Thomas the rebound. Thomas the putback. No good. Rebounded by Max Splain. He gives it to Francis. Francis back to Manning Splain.
I tell you what, Chris, and that is huge.
And Manning Splain will go fouled, and he should be going to the Tennessee Water Supply free throw line to shoot a pair here.
And that's what I started to say, Chris, there when Manning got fouled is, and we got a timeout. So I'll finish after the timeout.
Let's see what it is. Is it a full or a 30? If it's a 30, it's a full. So we're going to take it with him. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Award-winning wings, cold beer, burgers. What else could you want? Just head on over to the Super Sub and Six Pack in DuBois for the best wings in the DuBois region, as well as the greatest selection of cold beer and much more. Located just off the B-line on McCracken Run Road. Good food, cold beer, ready to go. Super Sub and Six Pack in DuBois. Go online at supersixpack.com. That's P-A-K at the end. Super Sub and Six Pack in DuBois. Spring is here, and that means grilling season. Mike's Bilo in Reynoldsville has all your grilling needs covered with chicken, steak, pork chops, and more. You can check out all of Mike's Bilo's weekly specials from the comfort of your home at mikesbilo.com, where you will also find online coupons and recipes. Visit Mike's Bilo on South 5th Street in Reynoldsville today. Mike's Bilo's Foods, your friendly hometown supermarket.
Back here after the Luton Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning timeout. Jess, you were just talking about how important it is for the really good refs to not allow their egos to kind of get in the way and being willing to talk things through.
They really do. And you know what? I like when they come over and they talk to the coach as well. It's not just about, the crew itself. It's about how they handle each of the coaches. And I think you have a very, very, very experienced, very good crew on the floor tonight for a big game. Because you don't want, whether we criticize a bad call or something like that to end up having an impact on the game, Chris.
Manning Splain first free throw for the Tennessee Water Supply free throw line, no good. Jess, the thing of it is sometimes you and I, as broadcasters, reporters, will criticize a call. That doesn't mean we think the official's a bad official. We just don't agree with the call, and just like they may not agree with something that we say.
Absolutely.
It happens sometimes. It's not personal. We don't think anybody's out there trying to cheat anybody or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Everybody makes mistakes. We're all human beings. Like last night, I felt like there was a call that was an intentional foul that shouldn't have been. I get home, I rewatch the video. You know what? The official got the call right. I was wrong.
Absolutely. And you and I both. It depends on the angle that you have, too. They're down on the floor. They have a different angle from us up here or on the floor as a coach. It's just different angles. So, when you get it right, that's what it's about, Chris.
Yeah, and that's – I know parents will scream and yell from the stands, and some officials get mad when that happens, but it's just all part of the game. I don't think I think as long as it doesn't get personal, it's okay.
Absolutely. That's
just don't take it out of the gym. That's for sure. Now we're going to get a foul here on DCC. They're going to get on that. They got Picciarello on an illegal screen. So it's now 5 fouls apiece. Of course, I kind of got lost on my scorebook. Just I only have 2 for Central, but I know they have 5.
Well, I was going to say it was.
Oh, all the way to the rim.
Wow. Boy, did you see how quick his first step was, Chris? He was gone by everybody. One step, and he's to the rim.
That's Manning Splain driving the lane on a Framarelli driving layup.
And, something to note for anybody that's watching the game at home, watching how
and now
quickly...
Manning Splain steals the ball. Manning Splain in on Hoyt. Splain off the glass, no good. And then Francis can't get the rebound, but it's going to go off of DCC and stay there.
What I was starting to say, Chris, is how quickly Otto-Eldred gets up and down the floor and they get a good shot off. It's not a panic shot. It's a good quality shot, and they get it off quickly.
DCC is going to take, I believe, a 30-second timeout here. We'll take it with them. Watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Back here. Thinking about we might have to go to the Pizza Hut in DuBois after the game, Jess.
It's right there. I like Pizza Hut. You know that.
And we have to do that. We'll have to see what time it is and how we're doing. Is checking in now for DuBois Central Catholic for the first time is Johnny Veraschetti. Yes, folks, I did say Verischetti. I'll explain that one in a moment. His uncle Frank, the offensive coordinator at Brockway High School for football, pronounces it Verischetti. His side of the family, Verischetti. Here's a three-pointer by Francis, and he nails a Hamlin Bank triple. His first basket of the game. Otto-Eldred's lead is up to 7, 16-9.
And I tell you what, folks, looking at it, guess who is on the bench right now, and that is Brendan Paisley. He was the one that was, had the task of trying to keep
Luke Fragel also into the game for DCC, and now a walk as Hoyt can't pick up the basketball.
Like I was saying, Paisley, Chris,
I'm going to say something here, Jess.
Okay.
I love Dave Wright, okay? But the Otto bench stood up to clap there, and he told him to sit down. And that's where I think they get overzealous sometimes.
Sometimes. I do think that they know the importance of this game, and it's a big game, so they just don't want anything to interfere with that.
Don't come out on the court, that's for sure. But
right.
They were just standing up and clapping. I get it, though. The rule's the rule. But
and right away, Chris, Coach Varichello puts Paisley back in, and now he's right back on Francis.
Thomas with the basketball. Thomas looks around. Thomas gives it off to Francis. Francis, jumper. No good. Rebounded by Paisley. Now Francis gets in his grill for a second, but then backs off.
I'm telling you, what a big difference it makes when Paisley's in the game and he's on Francis.
Paisley drives. Paisley jumper off the glass. Banks it home. Hamlin Bank. Banking it home.
Banks are open, Chris.
Then on the other side, it's Cousins banking it home.
And how quickly, like I said earlier, Otto-Eldred loves to get up and down the floor. They score quickly. DCC does not want to get into a track meet here, Chris.
Paisley with the basketball. Paisley thought about the three, gives it off to Swisher. Swisher over to Hoyt. Hoyt back to Paisley. Paisley runs into Swisher, then hands it to Hoyt, now into Verischetti. Verischetti back out to Hoyt, now over to Paisley. He'll set things up, hands it off to Luke Swisher. Swisher looks around. Swisher stops, now gets inside to Verischetti. Verischetti has his shot blocked by Logan Mahalik into the hands of Francis. Francis quickly ahead to Cousins. Cousins has a three-pointer on the way. It is good. It'll count, and there's a foul after it.
Chris, I talked about it before. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but, DCC's got to do a better job getting back on defense. Otto-Eldred loves to push that pace, and they're doing it right now.
They're going to get Verischetti for the foul, and Andrew Green was really, really upset with Paisley there, and he's still upset on the bench right now. Tom Varichello came over to try to settle him down a little bit. I'm not sure. It must have been something about who was supposed to pick up who. Hey, you know what? That kind of stuff happens. You see it in professional sports all the time. People make a big deal out of it. I don't think it's a big deal when teammates yell and scream at each other sometimes. You're like a family. What family doesn't yell at each other every once in a while?
Chris, that's exactly right. And what you're doing is you're holding each of your teammates accountable, whether you do it loudly and out in the open, or let you do it in the locker room, whatever. You've got to hold them accountable. You've got to have them step up.
Collins with the basketball, hands it off to Francis. And Francis is going to get fouled by Verischetti, and his teammates quickly over to help him up. But talking about pronouncing it Verischetti, so I know and I'd heard from Rich Rhodes, who knows his dad really well, that they pronounce it Verischetti. And so I was talking to his dad at a football game, and his dad was laughing and goes, it was my grandmother that was really big on it being pronounced Verischetti.
Oh, and, she was adamant about it. Huh?
Yeah, he's like, since she's passed away, it's not as big of a deal. But yes, our side does pronounce it that way. But he's like, it doesn't really bother me one way or the other. But as Francis hits the free throw. Second free throw is up, no good. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line.
Now, DCC, Chris, they really have to come down here and work their offense, get a nice shot, and then get back and play solid defense, not let Otto-Eldred keep running.
Jumper by Swisher is good. That's a big shot there for DCC and Luke Swisher.
Yeah, it is. Now they got to get up, play solid defense, put pressure on the basketball, Chris. This is very interesting right now. Otto is with an 11-point lead, Chris, or a 9-point lead. They're taking a lot of time off the clock.
Almost stolen there, though, by Pregame, but it ends up in the hands of Francis. Francis dribbling. Francis gives it to Thomas. Thomas is going to get walked.
He's going to travel. I was going to say, if they would have bailed him out with a foul, if I was Coach Vericallo, I would have been a little bit upset, but they didn't. They called the travel. I think that's a good call. And see, that's what DCC's got to do, Chris. They got to put a lot of pressure on them defensively. Otto likes to get out and run. They want to get up and down the floor quickly.
Hannah gets it it's down to the corner to Hoyt. Hoyt, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded, though, by, was that Swisher or Green over there? It was Swisher, and he's going to walk as he fell down. Really nothing he could do about that.
No, he was off balance when he went up for that rebound. He got up with it and then just was off balance when he came down.
I wonder why at some point in time that kind of rule was put in like that. It seems like that's just punishing a guy for making a play.
It is. I understand why they call it, Chris, but you're exactly right.
They're calling it correctly.
Right.
It's a rule thing that I'm not real.
I understand. Yep.
Like I'm not sure it needs to be like that.
No, exactly, because he did everything he needed to do when he came down. He was off balance. There was a little bit of contact, no foul, but he was off balance when he went down. It's called a travel.
Manning Splain thought about the three, pulls it back down. Manning Splain attacking, gets it into the corner to brother Max. Max goes inside to Thomas. Thomas working on Hannah. Oh, what a move. Can't finish, though. Is tipping the rebound. It gets into Max Splain, and Max Splain is going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the Tennessee Village Supply free throw line as foul number 8. It's a closest lumber foul on DuBois Central Catholic. You'll never have to foul up the lumber you get when you get it at Closest Lumber. Now celebrating 50 years in the business. Locations in Olean, New York, and Rowlett, Pennsylvania.
I tell you what, both teams right now, Chris, they're doing a great job on the offensive glass. They got to really pick it up on the defensive glass here and start getting some rebounds, because right there, Thomas missed the layup. DCC had 3 players there, but none of them could come up with a rebound.
At the Tennessee Village Supply free throw line is Max Splain. He hits the first one. Second one's up. Second one's going to be short. It's going to be rebounded by Hannah. So a 10-point lead for Otto-Eldred, down to a minute to play here in the second quarter, brought to you by Hunter Station Golf Club just south of Tennessee. Great Valentine's Day gift for that golfer in your life would be a season pass from Hunter Station. They're going to open March 31st. Saw owner Terry Obenrader here at the game tonight. And what a move there. Was that Green?
That was Green.
So Green back in the game, drives the lane.
I tell you what, and that was a big possession right there for DCC. Cut it back to a single-digit lead for halftime.
Francis. Oh, what a pass to Thomas, and he's going to get fouled from behind by Hannah.
That pass
I don't know. That was an unbelievable pass. Doesn't end up with a daddy's dish, but really should have.
Wow. I mean, he like reached around like some kind of Houdini pass there, Chris. I don't know how he got that off. I don't even know how he saw Thomas open on the block.
So Thomas a 1-and-1 here for the Tennessee Village Supply free throw line. Shot is up. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Swisher. So that's 4 missed free throws here by Otto-Eldred in this second quarter.
It really is, and the foul there didn't hurt DCC.
Remember when it was 5-1 fouls on Otto versus DCC? It's now DCC 9-5 in fouls. So that's 8 straight against the Cardinal. Otto's cleaned up what it's doing, but DCC hasn't figured it out yet.
No, they haven't. And I tell you what, though.
3-pointer by Paisley. In and out, no good. Francis gets the rebound. He's got a 2-on-1. Francis working on Swisher. Layup at the buzzer is no good. Give Swisher a lot of credit on the defensive play, getting back at the end of a half a play here in DuBois. It is Otto-Eldred 23, DuBois Central Catholic 15. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network. We'll be back with our Potter County Family Campground halftime show after these messages. Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest and the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com.
Golfing at one of the prettiest golf courses around is what you get when you play around at Hunter Station Golf Club just outside of Tonesta. Located in the Allegheny Mountains with a spectacular view of the Allegheny River, Hunter Station offers something for everyone. The rolling hills of the front nine, coupled with a back nine situated along the banks of the Allegheny River, create some of the best views in all of northwestern PA. And when you're done with your round, enjoy a delicious meal or a cold drink in our restaurant and bar. Looking for a place to stay? Hunter Station has you covered there too with play and stay packages. Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest in the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com.
Just like your team builds upon its success, Closest Lumber Company with locations in Olean, New York and Rowlett, Pennsylvania can help you build the home of your dreams. Closest Lumber, proudly celebrating its 50th anniversary, has everything you need to build and remodel your home, including building materials and supplies, lawn and garden accessories, and more. Stop into one of our locations to get some inspiration and work out the details of your next project. They also have an online showroom you can visit anytime at closestlumber.com. Closest Lumber, your hometown home improvement center since 1973.
At Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, we believe banking should be the way it has been since we first opened our doors over 150 years ago. That means a focus on old-fashioned customer service with a friendly smile by people who know you by name. At Hamlin Bank and Trust, we offer a variety of financial and trust services to help you on a personal and professional level. Check us out online at hamlinbank.com or stop in at one of our locations in Smethport, Mount Jewett, Kane, Bradford, Eldred, or Olean, New York. Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, the bank that takes care of its customers.
Back here at DuBois Central Catholic at the half, it is Otto-Eldred by 8:23:15. Time for the Potter County Family Campground post-game. It's only the halftime show. The Potter County Family Campground, your outdoor adventure starts here with family and friends. They can accommodate your camping needs, whether you camp in a tent RV or one of our camping cabins. They have a camping experience for you. Open year-round and located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check us out online at pottercountycamping.com. Just talking to Matt Splain. We mentioned that a little earlier, dad of Max and Manning. And Jess, I don't know if you remember this. You were coaching boys at the time, so you might not. But he was the head coach of the 2003 years ago, 2003 Coudersport girls team, District 9 champions, state semifinalists in Class A. Back when there were 4 classifications.
Right.
And it was a lot harder to do back in
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely.
He was talking about how they were actually at the gym this morning for something, and boy, that must have been an early morning. But how they were at the gym, and his sons don't even realize some of the success that he had as a head coach. Like I said, he's now the superintendent at Otto-Eldred. What a wonderful man, and a man that I've had a relationship that goes back at least 20 years, if not a little longer, because of his involvement with the Coudersport basketball program. That program is always one of the top girls programs in District 9, still is this year again. Not obviously a favorite in AA. I mean, I think Red Bank, Monitar, your top 2 there.
Sure.
But a team that nobody wants to play. I mean, remember a couple of years ago, everybody thought North Clarion was going to walk. This was the year that COVID hit and the state playoffs got ended. Everybody thought North Clarion was walking to a District 9 title, and Coudersport beat them in that championship game on a last-second shot at the new Tippin.
I was there. Yeah, we were there. Yes.
Yeah, just wonderful program they have up there. And speaking of great girls programs, that Otto-Eldred girls program, we saw them a couple of weeks ago at Red Bank Valley, 64-60. Red Bank beat them, but definitely the favorites in Class 1A this year. Is their boys team is on the short list in AA. I think Clarion Limestone's in there, although I worry a little bit with Clarion Limestone having lost Jace Ferguson. Carn City showed that they're a team that's going to be reckoned with there, the way they beat Clarion Limestone the other day. There's some decent AA programs out there as well. And, a team that nobody's going to want to play in AA that nobody's talking about, right? 2 of them, actually. Ridgeway and Red Bank Valley, the 2 teams that met in the championship game last year. Both of them lost a lot. But, now Ridgeway struggles with Brockway last night. You're like, what are you talking about, Chris? But they play that style of basketball that, they're going to take they want to take an auto team like this, and they want to slow them down. And you get them uncomfortable, and all of a sudden it's not going your way. And then on the other hand, you've got a team like Red Bank, who, Owen Klaus is back now. And things could really, they could sneak up. They're really playing good basketball, especially when they're healthy. They're playing really good basketball.
They really are, Chris. And you look at, some people asked me the other day, well, do you really think that CL it's gonna hurt that much losing one player? Well, when you're one player, it's the type of athlete that Jace Ferguson is. Yes, it does. It would be like, Otto losing Francis. You're losing 16 points a game. He's our game, player of the game for 2 of the games that we did, Chris. So, but if you look at Klaus being back for Red Bank Valley, and we saw them, down against Clarion, come back, do the things that Coach Manning was, following their game plan, he said, and came out and ended up beating Clarion almost, I think it was by double digits. So that's a team that nobody's gonna want to play. And always, when you talk about Ridgeway, Chris, you think about it. I coached against, Ridgeway in the playoffs the last couple of years, and it's been
new head coach Eric Herzing was the assistant for Tony Allegretti. Tony's still helping him out.
Sure.
I mean, it's really good. Hey, Jess, we got to step aside one more time here. When we get back, we will give you the halftime statistics right before the start of the second half. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Award-winning wings, cold beer, burgers. What else could you want? Just head on over to the Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois for the best wings in the DuBois region, as well as the greatest selection of cold beer and much more. Located just off the B-line on McCracken Run Road. Good food, cold beer, ready to go. Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois. Go online at super6pack.com. That's P-A-K at the end. Super Sub and 6-Pack in DuBois. Charlie's Pub in DuBois is your place for handcrafted steak burgers and dogs, specialty sandwiches, hoagies, hand-tossed pizza, and of course their wings. Make sure to try their famous Uncle Bobo's wing sauce. 40 years in the making, this sauce is the boss. Find out more at charliespubdubois.com. Charlie's Pub, located at 119 North Main Street in DuBois. Great food, great drinks, great time. Spring is here, and that means grilling season. Mike's Bilo in Reynoldsville has all your grilling needs covered with chicken, steak, pork chops, and more. You can check out all of Mike's Bilo's weekly specials from the comfort of your home at mikesbilo.com, where you will also find online coupons and recipes. Visit Mike's Bilo on South 5th Street in Reynoldsville today. Mike's Bilo's Foods, your friendly hometown supermarket. Flatbreads, strombolis, Italian specials, pizzas, salads, and hoagies are just some of the delicious items you'll find at Glasstown Pizzeria on 5th Avenue and Brockway. Open 7 days a week until 9, Glasstown Pizzeria is where friendly people come to eat excellent food made by great people at an affordable price. Check out the menu at glasstownpizzapa.com or call today to place an order at 814-265-0020. Glasstown Pizza, a slice of the good life.
Back here is halftime coming to a close. Let's take a look at our rehab center statistical leaders at the half. For DuBois Central Catholic, Luke Swisher with 6, Andrew Green with 5, and Braden Paisley with 4. For Otto-Eldred, it is 9 points from Manning Splain, 5 from Austin Cousins, 4 apiece from Thomas and Francis, and 1 from Max Splain. They've got the 8-point lead, and Caldwell pretty much set out that entire first half.
He really did, Chris. It's we said, how are they going to respond to that kind of difficulty? And they responded well. They have an 8-point lead at halftime. So his teammates really, really stepped up. He's going to start the second half, and hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble this half.
For our North Tier friends, 58-40, Port Allegheny defeats Austin this afternoon. So we're getting ready here for our Charlie's Pub in DuBois, third quarter. Charlie'sPubDuBois.com on the pizza possession arrow. It is Otto-Eldred basketball. They'll go out there with Cousins and Manning Splain, Thomas, Caldwell, and Francis. It's Swisher, Green, Paisley, Greitzer, and Hoyt for DCC. So DCC changing up its lineup a little bit here. Thomas with the basketball. Thomas gets it out to Manning Splain. Now over to Austin Cousins, now into the hands of Landon Francis. Francis looking. Francis dribbling. Francis, what a pass to Thomas. Thomas is going to walk, though.
Travel.
You know what, Chris? Landon Francis sees the court as well as anybody we've seen all year.
Chris, in my halftime notes, I'm writing down Francis has had some difficulty as far as scoring with Paisley on him. You know what he's done really, really well, Chris? He's found his teammates. Right now, Thomas, that should have been a bucket for Otto-Eldred Terrors, but that was another unbelievable pass, Chris.
Paisley hands it off to Swisher. Swisher gets it back to Greitzer. Greitzer looks things over. Greitzer hands it to Hoyt. Hoyt inside to Swisher. Swisher back out to Green. Thomas right in his face right away. Now back to Swisher. Swisher looks things over. Still looks things over. Now he wants to drive baseline. Little jumper, no good. Rebounded by Caldwell.
And here we go. Part of the notes I had at halftime, Otto-Eldred wants to get out and run, even though they have the lead. This is their style of basketball, Chris.
With the basketball is Thomas. Thomas, nice move. Gets himself. He walked. Pretty sure. Yeah, he did.
I was just going to say, he got himself off balance, put that hand down. He was. I know Coach wants a block on that, but I don't know if I agree with him on that, Chris. But nevertheless, it's a travel.
He got himself out of control, and that's you're not going to get the foul.
You're not going to get the call. That's exactly right.
Green from downtown Reynoldsville misses the three.
Reynoldsville, I love it. I thought maybe you go Reynoldsville, Sykesville, something like that,
I mean, it's not like Maricoy who hit it from Clearfield. There's a walk.
Right now, this is something that I really think that Otto-Eldred, they don't feel comfortable in their half-court set.
If you're Otto, do you call timeout, just to maybe settle your team down a little bit? Like, if you just feel like right now they're out of sync for whatever reason out of halftime.
They feel out of sync. I don't know if I go with a timeout yet, Chris. If there's one more, I definitely do. Like, if they come down here and they hold DCC to no points, then, I'll let it ride. If DCC scores.
Hoyt gives it off to Paisley. Paisley working. Paisley looking. Finally finds Green. They've got Thomas all over him. They've made that defensive switch. Here's Paisley. Paisley gives it off to Hoyt. Hoyt looks to set the offense up.
What a great job by the Otto-Eldred Terrors defense, Chris. They're really, really making DuBois Central work here.
And, you're talking about that defensive look on the other side with Paisley on Francis. I'm looking at Green and Thomas, and they're doing the same thing right now on that side. Paisley now, three-pointer in the air, no good. Shorted it, rebounded by Manning Splain.
And right here comes Francis. He wants to run. He wants to push the pace,
looks
Chris.
Behind the Cousins wants a three-pointer. It's another Hamlin bank. Triple for Austin Cousins, and now DCC's going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network. Fran Morelli Sales and Service is a family-owned and operated used car dealership and auto repair facility that has been serving Brockway, Pennsylvania since 1976. At Fran Morelli Sales and Service, we stock a wide variety of used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You never have to worry about buying a vehicle from us, with each of our vehicles in our inventory going through a rigorous inspection process to make sure that your vehicle is in the best condition. Call our team of experts today at 814-265-1330 and check us out at franmorelli.com.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Back here at DuBois Central Catholic High School after that Little's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning timeout. Central basketball here, trailing by 11, 26-15. Paisley with it. Paisley's going to take a jumper from just beyond the free throw line. No good. Greitzer tried to hit the boards hard, hit it off the backboard. It went to Splain. Now to Francis, who wants to move. Francis gets it to Cousins. Cousins from just inside the line. He hits it. It's a two.
But that's exactly what they want to do, Chris. I said that in my halftime, wrote down my halftime notes. They want to push that pace. That's when they're at their best. And sitting in their half-court offense is not what they want to do.
Greitzer from just beyond the free throw line. He banks it in. Big shot there by Ben Greitzer.
And look at this, Chris, right up the floor.
And it's going to send Austin Cousins to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
I'm telling you, DCC is just not getting back quick enough. This Otto-Eldred team is flying up and down the court, and coach is telling them, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, pick up the pace.
Cousins now with 10 points as he goes to the Tennessee Butter Supply free throw line to shoot a pair. First one will bounce around and out, and now Central going with a full line change. 3/5 one is Fragel, Hannah, and Picciarelli check in for the Cardinal. Second shot is up. Second shot is good, and it's a 12-point lead for Otto-Eldred at 29-17.
And right now they're in a half-court, three-quarter court trap here, Chris.
Hoyt looks at the Picciarelli. Picciarelli in trouble, gets it to Hoyt, and finally gets it across the timeline into Hannah, and Hannah trapped kind of on that baseline underneath the hoop. Oh, what a tough move. He can't get it to fall. Caldwell the
We
rebound.
have an injured player, Chris.
As that is
I think it's number
Cousins.
2.
That is Austin Cousins, who's got 10 points and has really been playing well. And, man, you just hate to see these things, Jess. Seen a lot of that here lately, and Cousins is
I'm
up
thinking
to
it's
his
an
knee.
ankle.
Well, the good news is that he's having a little bit of trouble walking off. He thought he was going to walk off on his own, but so now they're going to have to bring Max Splain back in. The one thing Otto isn't is very deep.
They are not deep, Chris, and that I hate to see that for anybody. But this young man is having a game. He's really, really playing well. I hate to see that happen at any point. Now DCC in a full court press, Chris.
I'm going to be honest, Jess. I'm just getting tired of seeing really good players go down late in the season, and we're seeing that a lot.
We are.
CL's, maybe lost Jace Ferguson for the season. Elk County Catholic has lost Jordan Wasco for the season. It's just
an unfortunate part of the game, and you don't want to see it for anybody. But you look at these players who have an impact on their team, Chris, and it really does. It's sad to see.
With the basketball is Manning Splain, gets it off to Max Splain. Max Splain hands it off to Francis. Francis looking around. Francis finds Thomas. Thomas wants to take the three. Thomas buries another Hamlin Bank three for the Terrors, who are showing they are a terror when it comes to shooting from the outside.
Wow, Chris, he thought about it for a second. He said, why not? I'm going to let her fly, and absolutely nails it.
15-point lead now for Otto-Eldred. And now a ball that is thrown away by DuBois Central Catholic. Paisley's going to check back in. His hand is going to check out. But right now, Andy Close told me on Tuesday night, and a lot of people around District 9 would probably have chuckled at this, right? That he's like, Otto-Eldred is superior to an Elk County Catholic. And he's like, it's not even close talent level-wise. We're seeing that right now, Jeff.
We really are. Their athleticism, their quickness. Look at Francis. The way he moves with the ball, the way he sees everything.
Thomas, another three from the corner. No good this time. He airballed it, and now we're going to get a foul on Landon Francis trying to get the rebound.
He was trying to reach around. He pushed a little bit trying to get it. But for him to even find Thomas, Chris, that was an excellent, excellent pass. They're looking for a towel to wipe the floor.
Which you kind of wish they had done at Brookville on Tuesday night before the Jordan Wasco.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what I like again, Chris. You're it's player safety right here. You just saw one go down, not from type of issue, but
and I'm not even saying that what happened at
sure.
It was the fault of the floor being wet. But right before it happened, right before Wasco got hurt, they were the players themselves were seeing if the floor was wet, and it was determined it wasn't wet enough to try to dry it off. But take that extra half a second to do it. It's not damaging anything if you do it.
No, you're not taking away from the game at all. And in fact, you're, like I said, player safety, Chris.
Swisher with a nice jumper there for DCC. That's another big bucket there by Luke Swisher, who now has 8.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, Chris. I had written down, you got to look for Green and Swisher inside to open up your outside game.
Francis to Thomas. Thomas drives the lane. Oh, Thomas. I don't know if he thought that he had Caldwell there or not. He went backwards. It ended up saving it, though, was Manning Splain. Here's Max Splain, and Max Splain is going to get fouled.
They're going to say it was a blocking foul, Chris.
I think the athletic trainer just came over and told the coaching staff that Austin Cousins is done for the day. I'm just speculating what was all about, but just the motion she made, I think that, he's done for the day, and that's okay. I mean, you know what? at this late of the season, it's better not to push an injury. I mean, there's no sense in the regular season worrying about that.
No, yeah, I understand that you want to win this game, Chris, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter at this point.
There's Swisher with the basketball. Swisher hands it off to Paisley. Paisley dribbles. Paisley jumper. Paisley's jumper no good. Rebounded by Caldwell. Caldwell gets it off to Francis, and now Francis is going to slow things down a little bit here as Picciarelli picks him up, but Francis gets it across timeline. Did pick up his dribble, though. Has to give it to Thomas. Thomas looks things over. Thomas gives it off to Francis, back to Thomas. And now Otto's showing an ability to say, hey, you know what? We don't have to go fast.
No, right now they don't have to go fast. Even if they don't come up with points here, Chris, it literally – they're going to take time off the clock. And right there's Thomas. What a great move with the left hand, Chris.
Are you impressed by this young man?
I'm telling you what, he can do it all. He can drive. He can shoot threes. Right there, he can pass. He did a really, really nice job there, Chris.
With the basketball, now is Central. There's Picciarelli with it. Picciarelli gives it off to Paisley. Paisley will pull it out. Now hands it over to Fragel. Fragel gives it to Swisher. Swisher to Paisley. Paisley quickly picked up. Now Hoyt, three-pointer in the air. No good. Rebounded by Thomas.
And he rebounds as well, Chris.
Hands off to Francis. Francis gets beyond Picciarelli and now pulls it back out with 29 to play. Remember, folks, our clock isn't quite synced with the scoreboard clock. And now Hoyt with the foul with 23.9 to go here in the quarter. Is Green and Hannah will check back in. It's a super sub and six-pack substitution for DuBois Central Catholic.
I am very, very impressed right now, Chris, with this Otto-Eldred team. They're athletic, they're fast, they're slowing it down now.
Across the timeline is Francis. Francis dribbling, pulls it back out now. Francis hands it off to Splain. Manning Splain, big part of the first half. St. Thomas, big part of the second half. Splain lays it up and in on another Framarelli driving layup. Now with Green from half court, no good. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, it is 36-19. It's all Otto-Eldred. We'll be back after these messages. Hi, Chris Rossetti here from D9and10sports.com. I wanted to take a second to tell you about one of the best restaurants in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, PA. With indoor and outdoor dining, you can enjoy prime rib all weekend long, or perhaps it is their full wings served on Thursday wing nights that you're after. From celebrating a special occasion to hanging out with family and friends, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg is the place to be. As they like to say, you come for the food and you stay for the view. Reserve your table today at AlleghenyGrill.com.
Located at 229 Liberty Street in downtown Warren, Freedom Investment Management Group has a passion for helping people manage and preserve their wealth. Partners Rob Maring and Dave Close, along with all the professionals at Freedom Investment Management Group, are committed to providing the highest level of service to our clients. Every member of our team is experienced, educated, and passionate. We intentionally maintain a low client-to-team member ratio so that we can consistently deliver concierge-like service. Simply put, we are not like many other wealth management firms. Come experience the difference. Visit us online at freedomwealthcoach.com.
Back here to start the fourth quarter. On the Pizza Hut possession arrow, it is DuBois Central Catholic basketball trailing by 17, 36-19. Swisher gets it off to Hannah. Hannah inside the Picciarelli, and it's thrown away. If you remember right, this game kind of started out. DuBois Central Catholic was right there in the early going. But since that first quarter, it has been all Otto-Eldred starting that second quarter on.
It really has, and they did it by doing what they do, and they got out and ran, Chris.
Thomas almost loses the ball, gets it, and now we're going to get a jump ball. And on the Pizza Hut possession arrow, it is going to be Otto-Eldred basketball as Paisley checks back in.
Coach Francis wanted a timeout, Chris,
yeah,
but he didn't get it.
Instead, Pizza Hut wanted to make sure that nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Francis with it. Francis working inside on Paisley. Francis decides he doesn't have the shot, gives it back to Splain. Now back to Francis. Francis, three-pointer in the air, no good. Rebounded by Paisley. Paisley wants to run. DCC is going to need to hurry as they're down 17 with 7:15 to play.
And I know that's not their game, Chris, but that's what they need to do. They need to push the pace and get some shots off. Right here, Paisley.
We're going to get a foul here on Francis. I think he fouled Paisley there.
Yes, he did. I think Paisley, he might be second guessing taking that three. He was open for a three. I think he probably should have shot it.
Three-pointer on the air by Green. It rattles in and out. Rebounded by Caldwell.
And although Caldwell has been, Chris.
Here's Thomas after a great pass by Francis. He'll get fouled. He'll go to the tennis butterfly free throw line to shoot a pair.
I was going to start to say something, Chris, and all of a sudden Francis is whipping that ball clear up the court. Thomas catches it and gets fouled going up for a layup.
So Thomas, who has, 2, 4, 6, 9 in the game, looking for double digits. First shot is up. First shot rattles home.
And I tell you what, Chris, they're looking for more. They're up 17. They're looking for more. They're not just going to settle down and then take the time off the clock and everything. Francis saw Thomas running and gave him a shot.
Misses the free throw. Rebound's going to go off of Otto-Eldred. So he makes one of two to give them an 18-point lead, 37-19. 6:50 to play. Across the timeline, here's Paisley with it. Paisley looks things over, then backs it up. Now goes again. Hands it to Swisher, now to Paisley. Jumper by Hoyt in the lane. Good for DCC.
That was a very, very nice pass by Paisley.
Francis gives it off to Manning Splain. Now back to Francis. Francis looks things over, hands it to Max Splain. Max to his brother Manning for a three. It's going to be short. Rebounded, though, by Caldwell. He finds Francis. Francis wants to take the three. That looked good, but it was off the rim, and now it is DCC basketball. And, I'm not sure Otto wants to be taking those shots up 16 with 6 minutes to play. They're not necessary.
No, I was just watching Coach Francis, and that's exactly what he said. He said, we don't need that shot at that point.
And now Manning Splain is going to foul Paisley. It's only going to be the third on DCC.
It is, but like I was saying, they didn't need that shot. They could work some more clock. I know that that's not their strong suit. That's not what they want to do. They want to get out and run and shoot quick. But right now, with the lead, take more time off the clock.
Green with it. Green, deep three, no good. Rebound, great job there by Manning Splain to tip it to Caldwell, who gives it to Francis. Francis across the timeline to Manning Splain. Manning Splain double teamed over there. Gets it to Francis. How is that not a foul? Like, seriously, how is that not a foul? There we go. My goodness. Hannah, there's one thing about letting players go for the ball, Jess, but Hannah just pushed over.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They were both going for the ball, but you can't run through the player to get the ball. That's right.
Now we're going to get a timeout call by Otto-Eldred. We'll take it with him. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network, D910sports.com.
Just like your team builds upon its success, Closest Lumber Company with locations in Olean, New York and Rowlett, Pennsylvania can help you build the home of your dreams. Closest Lumber, proudly celebrating its 50th anniversary, has everything you need to build and remodel your home, including building materials and supplies, lawn and garden accessories, and more. Stop into one of our locations to get some inspiration and work out the details of your next project. They also have an online showroom you can visit anytime at closeslumber.com. Closest Lumber, your hometown home improvement center since 1973.
At Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, we believe banking should be the way it has been since we first opened our doors over 150 years ago. That means a focus on old-fashioned customer service with a friendly smile by people who know you by name. At Hamlin Bank and Trust, we offer a variety of financial and trust services to help you on a personal and professional level. Check us out online at hamlinbank.com or stop in at one of our locations in Smethport, Mount Jewett, Kane, Bradford, Eldred, or Olean, New York. Hamlin Bank and Trust Company, the bank that takes care of its customers.
Back here to live action. After that, Luton Swimming Heat Air Conditioning timeout. There's Thomas with the basketball, gives it over to Francis. Francis that time doesn't take the three, maybe learned from the last time.
Very wisely does not take that three.
Manning Splain with the ball, Splain to Thomas. Thomas back to Francis. He's going to take it this time, and he misses it again. And now they're going to be able to run. Here's Green. Green lays it up and in. And, again, I just don't like the execution there by Otto-Eldred up at that point 16.
And that's it. Francis, he had an open look. He had 2 open looks, but he took the second one, shouldn't have. They're moving the ball very, very well.
They want you to take that shot because even the best three-point shooters only hit, 40% of the time?
And I was going to say mid-30s, maybe.
They want you to take that shot. Caldwell with it. Caldwell has it tipped out of bounds by Paisley. So, you play the percentages if you're Central and you're like, yeah, we need the ball back. Go ahead, take it.
We'll take that shot.
We'll take the 60% chance
that you're going to miss.
That you're going to miss.
That's exactly right.
And let you have it. That's why you're getting that shot. And now we're going to get a foul from behind by Hannah. That is 6 now on DCC.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, Otto-Eldred really had everything set up nicely. They had guys in the corners, guys on top, and then Thomas in the middle. And I just don't know why Francis would have taken that shot.
Splain to Thomas. Thomas loses the basketball. It's on the ground, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go off of Thomas. So DuBois Central Catholic with the basketball back, only down 14 now with 4:24 to play.
Absolutely.
An opportunity here for the Cardinal to get within 11 with a 3.
Absolutely.
Hoyt gets it to Paisley. Paisley looking things over. Paisley gets kicked. Trying to go inside the green.
And watching it here, Chris, looking how Otto-Eldred, when Francis took that shot and missed, what they had set up was absolutely perfect. They really had everybody on the ropes for DCC.
Paisley inside the Swisher. He's going to get fouled. He lost his glasses on the play.
Lost his glass. I think he got hit in the nose too, Chris.
And good job there by Max Splain, showing good sportsmanship, handing back the glasses to Luke Swisher. 4:08 to go. Swisher that has some voters play free throw line to shoot a pair. These are big free throws right now for DCC. Swisher nails the first one. And now it's starting to get interesting.
It really is, Chris. You talk about Otto and their ability to run. They really need to work on that half-court set. Not take that shot.
Swisher hits both of them, and now it's a 12-point game. So what was once an 18-point lead here is now down to 12, and Otto not doing a very good job right now of figuring out how to salt the game away. Francis wants to run. Francis is going to attack. Francis misses it, but he's fouled, and he will go to the Tennessee Butter Supply free throw line to shoot a pair. And maybe that's the answer, Jess. If you're not comfortable playing in a slowdown, maybe you've just got to keep running.
Well, it sounds like we're contradicting ourselves, Chris, but we're not. And what we're saying is when Francis took that 3, they really had DCC on the ropes. They could have been playing keep away for another 2 minutes. Do you understand what I mean? And there, they had the opportunity to run. So when you have the opportunity to run, you take it. And we're going to get a timeout here by DCC, I think.
It's going to have to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network, 910sports.com.
Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest and the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com.
Are you hungry? Of course you're hungry. And Daddy's on Main Street in Clarion is ready to tackle that hunger for you. Serving amazing food since 2008, Daddy's has been Clarion's go-to stop whenever hunger strikes. Whether it's a good old-fashioned hot dog or hamburger, a salad, or something from their rotating chef's menu. Yes, I said rotating chef's menu. Daddy has you covered. You can order ahead by calling 814-223-4687 or come on in and dine in. Have a big event you are catering? Daddy's can do that too. Like Daddy's on Facebook at Daddy's Clarion and stop in today. You won't be disappointed.
We went to a basketball game. A wrestling match broke out. As athletic director Phil Esposito out there having to clean some blood up off of the court there. See that a lot in wrestling. Don't see it as often in...
Not as much in basketball.
No. So second free throw coming up here for Landon Francis after the timeout. He hit the first one from the Tennessee Butter Supply free throw line. He gets a second one. Second one is up and good as well. And it's back to a 14-point lead for Otto-Eldred. Swisher to Paisley. Paisley across the timeline. Paisley looks things around. Paisley wants to slow things down here a little bit. Looks inside to Swisher. Swisher to Hannah. Hannah, three-pointer in the air. No good. Rebounded strongly there by Manning Splain.
I tell you what, they've really done a nice job on the boards here, Chris.
Thomas with it. Thomas finds Manning Splain. Manning Splain will pull it back out, gives it to Francis. Landon Francis to Thomas. Thomas into the corner to Max Splain. Max Splain to Manning Splain. Or to Francis, now to Thomas, now to Manning Splain. Manning Splain to Francis. Landon Francis looks things over, goes back to Manning Splain.
And this is what I was talking about, Chris. They have it set up very, very well.
Paisley steals that pass from Manning Splain. No, Paisley all the way to the hoop. Francis let him go. And
the blood again on Swisher, bleeding out of his nose.
So that was Paisley, right? Or was that Green?
No, that was Paisley.
That was Paisley.
That was Paisley.
So yeah, definitely he got smacked in that nose on that play where he lost
lost his glasses.
Yeah, and gonna find some old-fashioned cotton, get it stuffed up in there.
Well, I tell you what, an Otto had it set up, Chris.
And now we're gonna get a hard foul by Verischetti, and
yeah, they had it set up. And but I tell you what, Paisley did a great job stepping in front of that pass last time and took it coast to coast for the layup.
Derek Francis wasn't real happy with that foul.
No, it was a pretty tough foul. It was right in front of the bench, right in front of him.
I didn't think it was. I
didn't think it was overly aggressive or anything, Chris. Definitely not warranted of any type of intentional. I don't believe.
No, me neither. Again, maybe we go back and look at it on video, Jess, and we'll have a different opinion. But at that point in time, live, I didn't think anything was nasty about it. Landon Francis then hits both, and the problem for Otto is they probably shouldn't be in a position where they have to keep their starters in because they had this game well in control.
They really did,
and they kind of let Central back in. So now they got to play with their guys out there where maybe you could have rested them.
Right.
There's Paisley inside to Greitzer. Greitzer lays it up and in. And right now, Otto's not playing a whole lot of defense anymore, and I'm not sure why.
No, they're really not. I don't know if they're worried about fouls or anything, but
it's 8-4. Like you can still, and you're
Right.
no longer in deep foul trouble.
No.
Like you were early in the game. Like it just.
And here they got it set up again, Chris.
You just don't feel like they're real comfortable though playing like this.
No, they're not. Not at all. They're best suited to get out and run and score quickly. And that's a great timeout by Coach Francis.
We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back after these messages.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Here, and Jess, we were just talking off the air. Right now, the physicality of Central that they've brought here in this fourth quarter, even though they're down 12, is bothering Otto-Eldred.
It really is. It's giving them a lot of problems, Chris. They're not suited for this half court kind of, I don't want to call it a stalling offense, but they're not set up for that half court type of situation. They're best suited to get out and run and score quickly. There's two sides to that, Chris, because you could get into a deep playoff run where you need to sit on the ball when you have a few point lead instead of getting out and running the whole time.
Yeah, you think about Double-A, a team like Karn City or Ridgeway or CL could really get physical with them. As Francis that time lays it up and in.
And they weren't stalling there, Chris. I got it to Francis. He saw the baseline. He was going right at it.
Hoyt to Paisley. Paisley looks. Paisley carried it.
Yep. Yeah, he got a little excited there. Went up and carried the ball.
So Swisher will check back in. Oh, that's another place we go. Super sub and six pack and get some wings.
Ball into Thomas.
We shouldn't allow this opportunity in Dubois to fall his play. And now another throwaway here.
And
now
there again, Chris, they're not super comfortable in that half court set.
Three-pointer on the way by Frago, and he hits it. And it's an 11-point game.
Let's see how Francis here. Oh, he gets it picked, Chris.
And here's Green. Green the other way, lays it up and in, and it's a single-digit game at 9 points.
Minute 25 left, Chris. I tell you what, maybe get a timeout here by Coach. Look, he's got some trouble.
Francis in trouble, gives it to Splain, now to his brother Max, Max to Thomas. Thomas will pull it back, and he'll be fouled with a minute 12 to go, and he'll go to the Tennessee Water Supply free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1, and these are now all of a sudden really big free throws for Otto-Eldred.
They are very big free throws. You know, Thomas has been nice from the line today, but none bigger than the ones he's about to take, Chris.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2, or 1 for 3, actually.
1 for 3? Oh, geez. Maybe I was thinking about his three-point shots. Maybe he ought to back up a little bit.
Shot is up. Shot is good. Yeah, you were just had a premonition that he was going to hit that shot. The reverse of the announcer.
Let's call it that, Chris.
Mahalik will check back in as Caldwell checks out as they go small now. And Thomas with another big free throw right now for Otto-Eldred, which has hit just one bucket here in this fourth quarter. Still lead by 10, though. Thomas's second shot is up. Thomas's second shot, nothing but net. Hoyt all the way to the rim. He's going to get fouled. He's going to shoot 2. That's about the best case scenario for DCC. Gives them the opportunity for some free points.
It really is, Chris. That's the last thing you want to do if you're Otto is to foul right now. It stops the clock, gives them the chance to get 2 points without a running clock. Now DCC will press again, which was giving Otto problems here in the last possession.
Oh, Hoyt's got to make the free throws, though. His first one is up, and it'll rattle home.
He gets it. Nice shooter's roll there, Chris.
Back to a 10-point game, 45-35 with a minute 7 to play. He'll get a second one here from the Tennessee Water Supply free throw line. Merrick Hoyt now with 3 points all here in the quarter. Make it 4. And now Verischetti will check back in. Now remember, next foul is double bonus time for Otto-Eldred, so they'll be in the double bonus. Arrow is in favor of DCC right now. Thomas gives it to Splain on to Manning Splain. Manning Splain across the timeline, gives it to Caldwell.
Is that a travel, Chris?
No, I think he's just so lengthy that it looked bad because the guy just has massive.
He just got a big stride. I was like, how did he go that whole way without putting the ball on the floor? But it was not a travel.
Fouled by Swisher. It's his fourth on Swisher, and Caldwell to the line to shoot 1-and-1, or 2 shots. I'm sorry. He gets his first point of the game. Back to a 10-point lead. So I have my scoreboard a little wrong there. I apologize, folks. Second shot is up. Second shot also is good.
And I tell you what, Chris, Caldwell has done a really nice job. He was in foul trouble early, but then has come back to.
And we got a charge.
Yeah, player control
Paisley.
foul on Paisley.
Francis took it.
Francis took it. Yes, he did. He was on Paisley. Paisley got a little bit too excited. He got the arm bar out, is what it was, and it just put Francis to the right down on the floor.
I'm interested. Like they're leaving Paisley out there with Swisher, but they're really in a situation where they need to foul, and they both have 4 fouls.
Yeah, you can't keep. You got to go offense defense right here. You can put somebody into foul quickly, Chris, and not jeopardize losing either of those 2 players.
So it's drying that court out again. They've been doing that a lot. And again, rather than take the time to do that than
risk an injury. Yeah. Absolutely.
So Thomas will inbound here against the full court press. He gets it to Manning Splain, and Manning Splain will get fouled, and Manning Splain will go to the Tennessee Water Supply free throw line to shoot a pair. Got to figure if he hits these and Central doesn't score that they just pull it back.
I would think so. I would think that they would pull it back, but
that is the.
Is that the 5th foul?
Oh no, it's the 3rd foul on Merrick Hoyt.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So 2 shots here for Manning Splain. Shot is up and he misses it. He'll get a second one. After a strong first half, Manning Splain just 2 points here in the second half, Jess.
Yeah, you know what? He's done a nice job, though, defensively for the Otto-Eldred. He really has been all over the place defensively.
Second shot up and good.
And DCC up the court real quick, Chris.
Green to Swisher. Swisher back to Green. Green through everybody. Lays it up and it rattles it home. Green having himself a nice game. 11 points now. And now Francis will get fouled, and Francis with 37.2 to go will go to the free throw line where he scored the vast majority of his points. He's at 2, 4, 5 from the line. 5 of his 10 have come from the free throw line. So Manning's playing in double digits. Austin Cousins, even though being lost there with the ankle sprain, we think was also in double digits.
Francis hits his first.
And Shane Thomas in double digits.
Well, and that's what I said at the beginning, Chris. The mark of a good team. Who are you going to try to stop when you have 3, 4 people in double digits? You just can't do it.
Next shot is up. Next shot is good.
And even though it appears that DCC is going to hold them to well under their season average, it doesn't matter. You're still down double digits.
Golly with another 3 for Luke Kragel.
We have a 30-second timeout by DCC.
Now, Jess, you've been in these situations where you just get a 3-pointer there, get you within 9. There's 28 seconds left. It really doesn't look like you're in a great position to win the game. But what's your current message right now as a coach if you're John Barrichello?
I say the exact, do what you've been doing. Keep your full court pressure on. Don't necessarily foul like right away, but try to get a steal. And if you don't, then you got to foul. Put them at the line. Hopefully it's not Francis where he'd hit 2. Put somebody else at the line and then come back down, get another shot off, maybe get another 3.
22 points here in the quarter for DCC after scoring 19 through 3 quarters.
Right. That I'm telling you, it's
now we're gonna get a foul.
Is it a hold?
They're gonna get Verischetti for going through. I guess you call that the control things, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, that helps DCC because no time actually came off
Yeah,
the
no
clock.
time comes off the clock. So
None.
I'll send Francis back to the line where he's been almost perfect. He has missed 1, has made, I think, 7 of them.
And that's the only person that you did not want at the line, Chris.
Steps up, hits another one, back to a 10-point lead, 51-41. He'll get a second one here, Landon Francis. Shot is up, shot is good.
He's got both of them. That's why I said that's the one that we didn't want, or anybody DCC did not want to put at the line would be Francis.
Swisher, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound is 1, and then, oh, what a job. Oh, Francis, yeah, Thomas helps up Green on the other end. You know what? I love that sportsmanship.
And that's why
the
I kept
game's
the
still
camera
going on,
it.
and but Shane Thomas making sure Andrew Green gets up, and that'll do it. 52-41. Statement win for Otto-Eldred. If they needed one, they got it here this afternoon in Du Bois. We'll be back after these messages with our player of the game interview. You're watching high school basketball on the YDL Sports Network.
Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest in the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com.
Golfing at one of the prettiest golf courses around is what you get when you play around at Hunter Station Golf Club just outside of Tonesta. Located in the Allegheny Mountains with a spectacular view of the Allegheny River, Hunter Station offers something for everyone. The rolling hills of the front nine, coupled with a back nine situated along the banks of the Allegheny River, create some of the best views in all of northwestern PA. And when you're done with your round, enjoy a delicious meal or a cold drink in our restaurant and bar. Looking for a place to stay? Hunter Station has you covered there too with play and stay packages. Are you looking for a great place to relax and enjoy the fresh mountain air of the Susquehannock State Forest in the Allegheny Mountains? Then the Potter County Campground is the place for you. Your outdoor adventure starts at the Potter County Campground with family and friends. The Potter County Campground can accommodate all your camping needs. Whether you camp in a tent, RV, or one of their camping cabins, they have a camping experience for you. Open year-round, the 44-acre Potter County Campground is located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com.
Back here at DuBois Central Catholic High School, where Otto-Eldred has defeated the Cardinals of DCC 52-41. 20 wins now for Otto-Eldred at 20-1. It's time for our Potter County Family Campground postgame show. They have a camping experience for you, open year-round and located in the heart of Potter County, God's country. Check them out online at pottercountycamping.com. It's time for our Allegheny Grill of Foxburg player of the game. You're looking at him with me. That is none other than Landon Francis of the Otto-Eldred Terrors. And Landon, and this is really an award that could have gone to you or any one of your teammates. And I think that is the key to your win today. It was a team win, wasn't it?
For sure. It sucks that we have one of our starters, seniors, go out, one of our captains, but we picked it up for them. Everybody was a team effort.
You guys had 4 players in double digits. In the first half, it was Manning playing, and really the 3-pointers in that first quarter really set the tone. How important was it to set the tone early?
We knew we had to come out strong, and just if shots were falling, it was great, but they're going to be physical and play at their chest. That's how we got beat last year.
And they really brought that physicality in that fourth quarter. What did you guys learn? What do you think you guys learned in that fourth quarter about yourselves?
Everything wasn't going our way. We had some new kids in there, but it shows that once they slowed down and just went through things, it was fine. We slowed it down.
Paisley was really all over you there early on. It seemed like maybe he was frustrating you a little bit early. Talk about you as a young player, because it's hard to believe you're only a sophomore, but talk about you as a young player being able to battle through when somebody's face guarding you like that.
Yeah, I just got to let the game come to me, and I have my teammates like Manning, Sheen, Austin, Brax. I know they have them at back, so that's just got to go through it.
Talk a little bit about Sheen and really his game and what he brought today. He was really showed that athleticism, didn't he?
Yeah, we knew we had to stop Green out in the perimeter and Swisher down low. They're two really good players and hard to stop.
We were talking on air, Jess and I were, some of your passes were really unbelievable. Talk about what you've done to work on court vision and being able to pass the ball like that.
It really starts at a young age. I've been always in the gym and just have my head up and looking for my teammates.
You guys are 20-1 right now. Obviously, last year you get to the state playoffs in single A. You're double A this year. The double A field is going to be loaded. But how big of a win was this for you to come down and beat a really good team like DCC? We
had this on our radar since last year. They knocked us out, so we wanted to get one back on them, and we came out strong and give it to them.
Well, Landon, congratulations on being named our Allegheny Grill of Foxburg player of the game. Landon will receive a T-shirt from the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg. Folks, we're going to step away one more time. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from DuBois Central Catholic. Once again, final score, Otto-Eldred 52, DCC 41.
Hi, Chris Rossetti here from D9and10sports.com. I wanted to take a second to tell you about one of the best restaurants in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, PA. With indoor and outdoor dining, you can enjoy prime rib all weekend long, or perhaps it is their full wings served on Thursday wing nights that you're after. From celebrating a special occasion to hanging out with family and friends, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg is the place to be. As they like to say, you come for the food and you stay for the view. Reserve your table today at AlleghenyGrill.com. Need plumbing, heating, or air conditioning services in Western PA? Then call Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Clarion today at 814-226-8695. At Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, we believe that a service-oriented business like ours should give you quality care and a quick response time. That's why we stand on our promise, offering you reliable 24-hour service that gets your job done right when you need it. We can also be found on the web at lutonsplumbing.com. Again, that number is 814-226-8695.
Fran Morelli Sales and Service is a family-owned and operated used car dealership and auto repair facility that has been serving Brockway, Pennsylvania since 1976. At Fran Morelli Sales and Service, we stock a wide variety of used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You never have to worry about buying a vehicle from us, with each of our vehicles in our inventory going through a rigorous inspection process to make sure that your vehicle is in the best condition. Call our team of experts today at 814-265-1330 and check us out at franmorelli.com.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Are you hungry? Of course you're hungry. And Daddy's on Main Street in Clarion is ready to tackle that hunger for you. Serving amazing food since 2008, Daddy's has been Clarion's go-to stop whenever hunger strikes. Whether it's a good old-fashioned hot dog or hamburger, a salad, or something from their rotating chef's menu. Yes, I said rotating chef's menu. Daddy has you covered. You can order ahead by calling 814-223-4687 or come on in and dine in. Have a big event you are catering? Daddy's can do that too. Like Daddy's on Facebook at Daddy's Clarion and stop in today. You won't be disappointed.
Back here at DuBois Central Catholic High School, going to wrap this one up. Looking at our leading scorers for Otto-Eldred, 4 guys in double digits. Landon Francis led the way with 14 points. Manning Splain and Sheen Thomas with 12 each. 11 from Austin Cousins, and Bray Caldwell had 2, and Max Blaine had 1. For DCC, they were led by 11 points from Andrew Green, 10 from Luke Swisher, 6 from Braden Paisley, and Luke Fragel, 4 points apiece from Merrick Hoyt and Ben Greitzer. Just final thoughts on this one.
My final thoughts are I'm very impressed with that Otto-Eldred team. They're very athletic. They get out and run. They're unselfish. You got 4 guys in double digits, again, which is their basically mantra for the year. They can get as many guys scoring as quickly as you can and get up and down the floor very, very fast. But, Chris, I really think that DCC, they can take a lot out of that fourth quarter where they really were physical. They took it to Otto-Eldred and scored how many points in the fourth quarter? 22?
Yeah, 22 of their 41 came in that fourth quarter.
So there's a lot that can be, they'll watch film. There's a lot that can be taken from that, and it will help them as we come now into the most important part of the time, and that's the playoffs.
No question, Jess. Down to the final week of the regular season coming up next week. Hard to believe we're already there, but we are. And, we'll have all kinds of different kinds of playoff coverage. Some of it might be video. We'll have to wait and see. We might do a couple games before we even get to there. The next week we're going to have to take a look at the schedule, see if there's anything really intriguing. I mean, we spoiled ourselves the last couple nights.
Boy, we have had some really last 2 weeks, Chris. We've the Otto-Eldred girls Red Bank Valley game starting last 2 weeks ago on Saturday. Fantastic. We've seen some very, very good basketball here recently.
No question. Well, folks, for Jess Quinn, I'm Chris Rossetti saying thanks for joining us tonight. Once again, final score, Otto-Eldred 52, DCC 41.